Hello and welcome to another 31 Days of Horror 2018 Toronto After Dark edition video. We are talking about the second video of the festival, second video of the first night, or second movie, second film of the first night. Yeah, you can tell it is late. It is late. Oi. But, yes, we are looking at the 2018 film from Chad Archibald, I'll Take Your Dead. I'll Take Your Dead essentially refers to there is a father and daughter who live out on a farm, and the father essentially makes dead bodies disappear. Yes. Criminals bring their, their killings to him, and he gets rid of them. Essentially, he dissolves them. But that's what it's referring to. Now, the film, I'm going to start off and say, is probably my favorite film from Chad Archibald. You will know him as having done things like The Drownsman or Ejecta or Bite. Any of those, I mean, a bunch of others as well. But I think I'll Take Your Dead is my favorite film he's ever done thus far, but I expect he'll be doing a lot more to come as well. So, that being said, what is it about? Well, like I said, it's about this father and daughter in a farmhouse, and they get brought 3 bodies, and are, the father essentially is told, get rid of these bodies or we get rid of you, or or your daughter type thing. And he's like, okay, I guess I have no choice. Well, it turns out one of the bodies is not dead. So yes, add to that weirdness, the daughter, well, she sees dead people. Yes. So there's a ghost element. The father is played by Aidan Devine, who's been in a ton of stuff. He's one of those guys, you probably recognize him if you see him, but you don't know his name. You don't really know, but he was in Iron Eagle 4 as Corporal Fincher. He's been in tons of television. And I'm trying to think of what. There's something recently he was in. Shoot. Nuts. I can't even think. It was something very, very recent. He was in Suicide Squad. That's what it was. He was in Suicide Squad. He didn't have a big role. He was the chairman, but that's probably where most of you are probably going to recognize him from. The guy's been in tons of stuff. If you saw Wolf Cop, and you should, it's not great, but it is fun. He was the chief in that film. So yeah, he plays the father there, and the daughter is played by Ava Preston. Now, honestly, I don't know that you would recognize her for much of anything, unless you if you have a kid who watches Rusty Rivets, she is Ruby Ramirez. So you do have that. Or there's was it Wandering Wenda? She's Wenda. It's again kid stuff. Trying to think. She was in an episode of Defiance, and she was. You might know her from Rain. If you've ever watched Rain, great show, highly recommend it. She was Henriette. So that would have been like 4 years. So she would have been a lot younger. But yeah, she plays the daughter. And I will say that both of them do really, really, really bang up jobs in this film. The other person of note would be the dead body that's not actually dead, and that's played by Jess Salguero. who, I mean, she's been in Orphan Black. She's Louisa. Mary Kills People. She was Larissa. She's been a lot of different things. Working Moms. She was the mean nanny. The Strain. She was Sherry. In Saving Hope, she was Nurse Cabrera. Just trying to think, was there anything else? Channel Zero. Channel Zero. That's where I was trying to think. I knew there was something else. Channel Zero. She played Lacey. So that would be where I knew her. Yeah, that's where I recognized her from first. But do a little bit more digging and you get the other information. Now, for a good portion of the film, she's kind of tied up to the bed and healing because the guys who dumped her there thought she was dead. So obviously she was wounded, but she hadn't fully succumbed to her injuries. And most of the film deals with her essentially befriending the young girl, and the father kind of being totally against that, right? Like, this is a gangbanger. We're not friends with gangbangers. If she wasn't alive, I would have cut her up and stuff and gotten rid of the body already. But at the same time, the young girl, I guess I could call her by the name Gloria, she has lost her mom. Her mom passed away. She's been living with her dad. She has no other contact with the outside world except for when people essentially come and drop off bodies. So having this woman in the house now who's nice to her and kind to her, obviously originally just trying to work her over so she could escape, is she gets an attachment to her. Meanwhile, the whole time, Gloria is seeing ghosts. Some of them seem real evil, some of them seem kind of friendly, and other ones just seem benign. But yeah, so you have this whole dramatic type thing going on between the father-daughter relationship, the daughter convict, not convict, but gangbanger, we'll call it gangbanger relationship. So you get those two dramatic things, and then of course the whole crime element, or that's revolving around the enveloping the whole story there, and then smushed into it is this whole ghost story that's going on, which the father relates to as his daughter just having a very strong imagination, right? He doesn't believe there's actually ghosts. He's just saying, you're just making this up. You just have an imagination, just get over it. And so, yeah, the film plays out like that, and eventually, it climaxes, and there's, crazy stuff. But yeah, I was quite impressed with this film. I thought, like I said, the acting for the most part was really, really good. The scares could have been better. A lot of them weren't played up so much for the scare so much as they were just for scary imagery, I guess. But yeah, there are a few, decent jump scary type things. Few decent, really get you. It's not so much a suspense tension type, scary film. That's not what this film is going for. This film is more about the relationship of those three people in the house, and everything else is sort of just extra. And luckily, that little story there is a good story. It's well told. It's nothing crazily, I would say, uber original, but it's not, you know, you take that whole making dead bodies disappear and being out on a, you know, isolated farm and stuff like that, and then yeah, okay, and then mix in the ghosts, and it takes it to that more original aspect than it would otherwise, right? If you take this into a, you know, a crime mob type movie, then it would just seem completely different. But that's not the case here, is it? No, it is not. But yeah, this is a film you know what, I quite enjoyed it. I quite enjoyed this film, so I'm going to give this a recommend. I would say it's a 3 out of 5. Yeah, 3 out of 5. I would like to go higher, but I think I could only go higher if the scares were better. Like if there was more scary to it, then I probably would have pumped it up a little bit more. But as it is, it's a solid 3, no doubt about it. Definitely one of those things where... yeah, the performances make this film. Performances make this film, and the performances are fantastic. So there you go. That is my take on Chad Archibald's "I'll Take Your Dead" Canadian film. There you go, Chad. Well, that's, if you know Chad Archibald, you know it's a Canadian film. Now he also wrote it, the story, and I believe Jamie LaForest did the screenplay. So those two have worked together before. But yeah, let me know if you've seen the film. It has been out there, I believe, on the festival circuit. Yeah, I think we only had the Toronto premiere, so it's out there. I mean, so let me know if you've seen it, what you thought about it. Keep it spoiler free as always. More 31 Days of Horror 2018 to come. Stay tuned and keep watching. Till next video. I see dead people. No, I don't. I just don't. I hope I don't.